The final home game of the season for Highland women's basketball in the regular season. Live from Freeport, Illinois and Larry F. Kale Gymnasium, I'm Adam Oppenheim as Highland takes on Illinois Valley on sophomore night, celebrating their 4 sophomores for the Cougars. Just a moment ago, those 4 sophomores were recognized, including Anna Flavia Chagas, Brie Gonneman, and Pilar Bernat Ortega. Tamara Blackman was not here, but she was also a sophomore. Highland comes in at 13-14, 12-12 in Region 4 play. They still have the possibility of hosting a first-round game in the playoffs if everything goes to plan, but it starts with Highland winning today against Illinois Valley. 10-16 on the season, 9-14 in Region 4 play. These teams play back on January 26, 2026. And it was a 59-52 win for Illinois Valley. Amada Del Rio Ramirez and Pilar Bernat Ortega both got into foul trouble in that game. So now the starters for the visiting Eagles from Oglesby, Illinois. A sophomore guard from Hennepin, Illinois, number 1, Ava Haddon. A freshman guard from Cornell, Illinois, number 3, Ella DeRosa. A freshman forward from LaSalle, Illinois, number 13, Ashlyn M. A freshman guard from Ottawa, Illinois, number 21, Jenna Setchel. A sophomore guard from Peru, Illinois, number 42, Jasmine Garment. Head coach Mark Lowe in his 2nd season. And for Highland, a sophomore guard from San Bernardino de Campo, Brazil, number 4, Ana Flavia Chagas. A freshman forward from Las Palmas, Spain, number 13, Amada Del Rio Ramirez. A freshman forward from LaGrange, Illinois, number 15, Angela Tofolowski. A sophomore forward from Ashton, Illinois, number 23, Brie Gonnerman. And a sophomore guard from Madrid, Spain, number 44, Pilar Bernat Ortega. Set for tip, and we're underway. Bernat Ortega races down the floor. 2 points, 6 seconds in. Gonnerman picks up the block on Setchel. Pretty undersized Eagles team. And foul trouble really hurt Highland in their meeting in January. Joshua Glaw mentioned that that's a game they should win most of the time. But they just didn't play really well. 21 turnovers in that game. They shot the ball 37% from the floor. Illinois Valley gives it right back on the turnover. This Illinois Valley team has pretty much all local players, all within a 45-minute driving distance. And that local talent has helped create this big improvement on last year, where they were 3-22 last year. Already have 10 wins this season. It's almost an entirely new roster. 2 returners, Sarah Johnson and Jasmine Garment. M is blocked. 2nd block for Highland. Bernat Ortega back at the top. Been struggling with her shot recently. Down to 24% from 3 on the season. That's well off by Del Rio Ramirez. So like we mentioned at the top of the telecast, Highland could possibly play another game at home. Now, they would need things to go their way, and it starts with winning tonight. But if they win out, they certainly have a shot. Chagas could not finish underneath. Stays with the Cougars. It's the top 8 teams in Region 4 that are Division I teams get placed into a bracket where 1 faces 8, 2 versus 7, 3, 6, and then 4 versus 5. Right now, Highland sits at the 5th seed with the ability to move up to the 4, which would be the last team hosting. Another Cougars turnover. Not very sharp early on. DeRosa against Gonnerman, spins into the paint and got whacked. 2 shots coming for DeRosa. Early sub for Highland. Kleinfelter in for Del Rio Ramirez. The Eagles have 3 players averaging above 12 per game. That includes Ella DeRosa, along with Ashlyn M. and Jasmine Garman. Those free throws good from DeRosa. Little full court pressure broken by Highland and Tofolowski. Kleinfelter in the lane. Joshua Glaw mentioned before this game that it's cool to have an opportunity to keep playing, and it should be easy for them to play hard since they're still in playoff contention. That was M on the glass with the putback. Tied at 4. Just over 3 minutes in. Chagas down the lane, lost the ball. A tie-up. Sends it back the other way. Addison Ness off the bench. As Chagas heads to the bench. Addison Ness has really been a starter the majority of the past 2 or 3 months, with some sophomores getting ready to move on to 4-year institutions. They had the start here today. Triple on the way from Garman. Jasmine Garman was on this Illinois Valley team last season. She averaged 11. She's bumped up her scoring and been more efficient. Also 6 boards a game. Gonnerman, nice play. Now we'll set up Kleinfelter. She was fouled against M. That's her first. Kleinfelter rattles in the first. The second is also good. Now full court pressure shown by Ness. And Bernadette Ortega also comes up the floor. Pass inside, the bank shot goes for Ashlyn M. At time, they broke the Highland zone defense. Really some full court pressure that morphs into a 2-3 zone as Gonnerman's off the mark from the baseline. Setchel. Garman stops and has it knocked away by Bernadette Ortega. Tovolowski. Now Gonnerman. Try to throw a pass to Tofolowski, who's intercepted. Haddon down the lane, stripped, foul called. Foul against Kleinfelter. Mania Watson and Amada Del Rio Ramirez come in for Tofolowski and Gonnerman. Ava Haddon hits the first. This season, Haddon averaging 8.7 rebounds, nearly 4 assists. She has a triple-double. She's coming in with 8 straight games with 10-plus rebounds at 5'9". Kleinfelter nails the mid-range jumper. Kleinfelter doesn't step outside a lot. She attempted 1 3 this year and only a handful of mid-range shots. DeRosa for 3. Yes. First triple of the game for either side. The Eagles lead 10-8. Watson inside is doubled. Kleinfelter again. Playing more of the stretch 5 role. Olivia Kleinfelter has 8 already. Comes in averaging just 4.7. Haddon out, Sarah Johnson in. Illinois Valley has 8 players on the roster. And Quinn McLean is out today, so they have just 7. So you will not see a whole lot of subbing from Mark Lowe's team. Garman, a 3. That's good. Jasmine Garman from downtown. Her 50th made triple of the season. Ness on the baseline. The floater is all net. Jasmine Garman, Markolo said, was the one who really rebooted this team. And certainly staying with a team that goes 3-22 is not easy. But she's helped turn the program around. Del Rio Ramirez, trouble with the handle. Ness for 3. Around and out. Kleinfelter has the rebound. Bernat Ortega. Bullseye. Giant offensive rebound by Olivia Kleinfelter. He was going 1 against 2 down low. Garman, dangerous pass, finds its way to M, who was fouled. A lot of traffic, but it ends up being the 3rd team foul against Highland. Kleinfelter to the bench, Gonnerman in. M. Setchell in the corner. A trap. DeRosa. Throw it away to Ness. Bernat Ortega leaks out and lays it in. Second fast break bucket for Pilar Bernat Ortega. DeRosa in the lane. Wouldn't roll in on the teardrop. Nest out the other end. Scores it. The lead is 6 for Highland. Timeout, Illinois Valley. 19-13 Cougars. 30-second timeout. 1:41 remains in the first quarter. back underway here in Freeport, Illinois. Highland has exploded here in the first quarter. 19 points and then a block. That's Gonnerman's second. Watson crosses over into the paint. Couldn't lay it in. Ness saves it. Watson again punctures the paint. Excellent first quarter offensively for Highland. They average 59 points per game. Illinois Valley is at 61 this season. Johnson bounces to Haddon. Garman surrounded. Couldn't bounce it in. 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. Highland, the 19-13 edge. Watson. Del Rio Ramirez tells her to shoot, and she rattles it in from three. A little bit of hesitation for Mania Watson, even though she's up to 33% on the year from distance. Garman skips it. Dangerous pass, foul called. As Watson ran over DeRosa. That's only the fourth team foul. We're going to have our officials discuss. I think I can't assume there would be more than 1.5 seconds on the clock. Point four, not 4 seconds, I believe. Time for a catch and shoot. DeRosa will inbound the ball. See what Coach Lowe has drawn up. A clock didn't start, but Hen didn't get any shot up. We head to the second quarter. Highland leads 22-13 after one. Here from Larry F. Kale Gymnasium. Highland with a strong end to the first quarter. They lead by 9. That's their largest lead of the game. As we're underway in quarter number 2. Bernat Ortega fires a 3. Nails it! Well, Highland was ice cold from deep to start. And now they've knocked down 3 quick threes. Gonneran, the steal, and the score on the other end. Illinois Valley has not had a lot of good looks. That time, popping open is DeRosa in the middle of the zone. Highland has a 12-point lead. Gonnerman. Bree Gonnerman just ran straight to the rim. No box out. And an easy follow. Bernat Ortega steal. Del Rio Ramirez gives it up. Ness hit the bottom of the backboard. She got wedged too far underneath. Garmin down the lane. Mid-range shot put up. Way too strong by Haddon. And we'll go back to the Cougars. Lego and Tofolowski in for Highland. Bernat Ortega and Del Rio Ramirez head to the bench. Secho comes in for Garmin. And Leah Crow will replace M. Gonnerman hands to Lego. Now a zone look for Illinois Valley. 2-3 zone. Ness. That won't drop. Watson, offensive board. She splits two, leaves it for Tofolowski, who banks it in. Good first 12 minutes for Highland. 31-15 lead. And a lot of turnovers forced. Haddon. Long two. Wouldn't go. Nearly got it back, but Lego scoops it up. Watson. Nice cut, Gonnerman. Ness couldn't handle the pass. And last touch is Illinois Valley. A lot more movement off the ball for the Cougars that haven't seen a ton at points this season. Gonnerman. Under 10 on the shot clock. Ness gives it up to Gonnerman. Leaves it for Tofolowski, who couldn't finish. What a setup by Bree Gonnerman. Long baseline jumper by DeRosette was off the mark, but the foul goes against Bree Gonnerman. And talking to Joshua Glaw before the game, he mentioned Bree Gonnerman is going to be missed. So fun to be around. Always just brings the vibes up. Described it as goofy in a good way. DeRosette hits one of two foul shots for the offensive rebound. The three wouldn't go for DeRosette. Another board, but a turnover. Tofolowski skips it to Watson. Watson fires a three. Wouldn't go. Setchel tries baseline. We'll see two, and now she's trapped. Gets it away to Rosette. 10 on the shot clock. Haddon takes a look, spins. Mid-range jumper rolls off. Watson up the floor. Ness fakes and banks it in. Highland is just crushing Illinois Valley in transition. The lead is 17 for the Cougars. DeRosette. Good contest by Mania Watson. Another fast break situation. Watson right down the lane. Could not finish. DeRosa took a moment to think about pulling the three-point shot. Not a ton of ball movement for Illinois Valley. Open shot, DeRosa, well short. Tovolofsky the rebound. Ness out of everybody for the easy two. Highland is leaking out at will. Another timeout for Illinois Valley. The lead is 19 for Highland, their largest of the game. 4:49 to play. Highland's already put up 35 points, and they lead by 19 here from Freeport. Back in Freeport, Illinois, after another Illinois Valley timeout. It's been one of the best offensive halves, at least scoring-wise, for Highland this season. Setchel tries a three. Highland is just running. Garrido tied up. Joshua Glaw now telling his team to settle down a little bit. An advantageous pass up the court. But Highland in this game has had a ton of numbers at the offensive end. That's led to some really high percentage shots. Haddon off the bounce. Got hit by Del Rio Ramirez. Rather, it's against Garrido. Haddon hits the first. Ava Haddon, a sophomore, but she originally signed with Blackhawk College last season. Did not end up playing. So this season was her first year playing after high school, so she's pretty much like a freshman. Bad turnover by Bernat Ortega that she motions to Joshua Glaw. And it was on her. Inside pass to Johnson is doubled, gets it away to Garmin. Now working the middle of the court is Haddon, down the lane, hit the side of the backboard. Rebound M, she's fouled. Second against Garrido. All the scoring from Illinois Valley has been at the foul line. And they've been able to convert. Now 8 of 10. It's a 15-point game. Now with the made basket, the Eagles can set up their full court pressure. Bernat Ortega. It's it away to Del Rio Ramirez. Illinois Valley comes off a win in overtime versus Blackhawk College. That was last Thursday. Bernat Ortega almost turns it over. Chagas, 3 on the shot clock. Garrido had it knocked away. Turnover, Highland. Kleinfelter and Watson back in. But the Eagles won in overtime last Thursday. They were down at halftime. And also down 50-37 at the end of 3 quarters. And tied the game up with a 27-14 fourth quarter, where they just hit a lot of shots. Is Haddon able to get the friendly roll on the mid-range jumper. Then in overtime, a lot of scoring from the foul line. And Markelo loves how his team never gives up. And right now, Highland is out of sync offensively. Another turnover. Highland averages nearly 24 turnovers per game. M goes right by Kleinfelter and scores. The lead is down to 11 for Highland. The Eagles are on a run. 30-second timeout for the Cougars with 2:16 remaining in the first half. Joshua Glaw was not happy during that timeout. His team has turned the ball over and not rebounded the ball well. That time Highland gets a shot up. Kleinfelter has the rebound. Jump ball possession arrow favors Highland. 2:02 to play in the first half. Ness tossed it away. Johnson in the passing lane. Sarah Johnson down the lane. And a whistle and a foul against Watson. The 11th and 12th free throws already for the Eagles. Johnson gets the bounce on the first. Sarah Johnson, one of 2 returners from last year's team. Played in 20 games last season. Averaged 2.5 this year. She's averaged 1.5 points per contest. Ness inside of Kleinfelter. She's surrounded, flips up a wild shot. Was looking for a whistle. Nice catch by DeRosa. They work it inside. It just rolled off. Goes back to the Cougars. Highland has not scored the ball since the 5-minute mark. That's where Highland has faltered a bit this season. They seem to have, at least once per half, a 3 or 3.5 minute, 4-minute scoring drought. Watson nearly walked with it. Delby Ramirez, floater. That was maybe off the wrong leg. It was saved by Gonnerman. And then it's Eagles underneath. M attacks. Another whistle and 2 more shots coming for Illinois Valley. Chagas and Tofilovsky check back in. second. Rims in for M. Eagles are slowly chipping into this lead. It got nearly to 20, and now it's back into single figures. Haddon down the lane, banks it in. What a close to the first half by Illinois Valley. Shot clock and game clock nearly identical. Tofolowski. Nice move, but couldn't finish. Ness the rebound. 2 shots coming for Addison Ness. Foul goes against Sarah Johnson. Markelo talked about before the game. His team never gives up. They've been in some holes this season, but they have battled throughout the entire 40 minutes and sometimes even more. 8-point lead for Highland. 7 to play in the half. DeRosette. Short. Picked up inside. That shot will not count on the second attempt from Ella DeRosette. As the half expires, 36-28. Highland takes an 8-point lead into the halftime locker room. Lead was as high as 18. Leading scorer for the Cougars was Bernadette Ortega with 10. Addison Ness had 9. Olivia Kleinfelter had 8. For Illinois Valley, Ashlyn M. had 9 points. Ella DeRose at 8. And Ava Haddon had 7. Halftime here at Larry F. Keough Gymnasium in Freeport, Illinois. Highland leads Illinois Valley 36-28. Welcome back inside Larry F. Kill Gymnasium in Freeport, Illinois. Highland leads Illinois Valley 36-28 in their last home game of the regular season. They have a possibility to host a playoff game in Region 4. Depends what happens the rest of the season. Highland takes on Malcolm X on the road on Saturday, and then next Tuesday they face Kennedy King. Currently, they would be the 5 seed right now. They need to be the 4 to host a playoff game. And it was a good start in the first half for Highland, although they built the lead up to 18. Right now, it's at 8 after a run to end the first half by Illinois Valley. Highland just scored 1 point over the final 5 minutes of the second quarter. Cougars again led by Pilar Bernat Ortega, who had 10. Addison Ness had 9. Olivia Kleinfelter had 8. The transition buckets were really the start of Highland pulling away, including Bernat Ortega taking the ball off the tip and scoring a layup. And those transition opportunities were hard to come by in the last part of the second quarter. Less turnovers by the Illinois Valley half-court offense certainly helped. And we'll see what Mark Lowe's team has out of the halftime locker room. Illinois Valley starts with the ball, down by 8. Haddon, feet inside of M. To Rosette, the floater, way short, might have been tipped. Setcho the rebound, had it knocked away. Bernat Ortega. Now fires a 3. Nearly banked in. Garmin back to Haddon. Illinois Valley's tried to get inside this zone defense, but it's been difficult at points. Garmin that time splits through a few Cougars, heads up, and an offensive rebound for M, and she was fouled. Illinois Valley was 10 for 14 from the line in the first half. First one's good by M. Second, no good. Offensive rebound possibility for Haddon. She lost it. And Asia Cougars. Chagas to Tovolowski. Try to pass it to the corner. It hit the rim. Bernat Ortega off on a triple. Tovolowski the rebound, and they'll finish. Not exactly how you draw it up. Throwing a pass that hits off the iron. It ends up in a 3-point shot. That leads to an offensive rebound. Garmin, 8 on the shot clock. DeRosa on the left side. Garmin fires along 2. Short, Haddon the rebound. Setchel back outside. It just rolls off for DeRosa. Chagas inside, Cutter Tovolowski, nice feed. Bernat Ortega finishes off. A nice play for Highland. Carmen skips it. Illinois Valley's just not moved the ball quick enough. Highland is just been able to recover on a lot of these passes around the perimeter. Setchel running the baseline. She receives the ball, try to toss it inside. Knocked out by Gonnerman, 2 on the shot clock. Addison Ness in 4. Tofilovsky. Haddon will inbound. Garman, got to catch and shoot. Setchel. Shot clock violation. Mark Lowe has his hands on his head. In this game, there's been a lot of offensive rebounds, so might as well put a shot up. Give yourself at least a shot at some second chance points. Chagas threads the needle at Gonnerman. Back outside to Ness. Gonnerman. Ness. Gonnerman short from 16. An 11-point game. DeRosa, contested jumper, well short. Gonnerman with her head up. Finds Bernat Ortega. It rolls in from the corner. Friendly Cougars roll on sophomore night for Pilar Bernat Ortega. A big-time leader on this Highland team. Haddon can't answer. Gets her own rebound. Odd times as a shooter, you have the best angle of where that ball's going to go. Haddon just raced after it. Bernat Ortega, too strong. Joshua Gloss said about Pilar Bernat Ortega, can't say enough good things about her. Leader, does everything for the team, super coachable. Just a great teammate. M lost the ball. Bernat Ortega catches up to the ball and lays it in. More transition points for Highland. 14-point lead. Pilar Bernat Ortega has 17 points. Garman, the floater on the fly. Gonnerman. Del Rio Ramirez. Yes, on a triple. Her first field goal today. Her shot has been off and on this season. 27% on the year. DeRosa. Gonnerman got a piece of the ball and the body. 2 shots coming for Ella DeRosa. Kleinfelter and Watson in for Chagas and Gonnerman. Well, Illinois Valley has kept themselves in the game by hitting free throws. Shooting 80% at the line. And DeRosa rolls in the second. This is a team that just shoots 62% from the line. But they have been excellent today. Johnson in for Haddon. Watson. Had it knocked away. You just didn't see the pressure coming from behind. Watson knocked it out of play. Looked like that last hit Johnson's leg. But it stays with Illinois Valley. Setchel right in the middle of the zone. That was a quality look. Illinois Valley just really had a drought from the end of the first quarter to the beginning of the second. Otherwise, they've played well in this game as M just snatches it away from Ness. And then the floater wouldn't go for Garmin. Ness denied by M. She got it back and scored. Well, on the last possession, Addison Ness went down. She got back up, ran on defense. Ran to get back on defense. And then got the ball on the other end. Garmin switches home a three-pointer. Big shot for Garmin. Her second trifecta. Highland isn't exactly pouring on the points, but they just keep adding to the lead because of good half-court defense. Watson steps into a three. Bernat Ortega in the passing lane. Tough inbounds pass and a late whistle. I think it was going to be off of Highland, but instead a foul goes against Kleinfelter. Her third. Garmin just trying to get it in clean. Difficult pass to Setchel. M spins, sees two. Try to use the backboard. Del Rio Ramirez races down the lane, pulls up, in and out. Garmin leaves it for DeRosa. Setchel tries the three and nails it. Fourth three-pointer of the game for the Eagles. 1:40 to play. Keep in mind, against Blackhawk College last week, they were down by 13 at the end of three. Tofolowski in for Del Rio Ramirez. Hedden checks back in for Illinois Valley for Garmin. Watson calling for it. She gets a Tofolowski screen right down the middle. Gonna bank it in. Tofolowski, a tough rebound. Gives it. Kleinfelter. Foul. Against Johnson. All net on the first for Kleinfelter. Second, perfect as well. Olivia Kleinfelter into double figures. She has 10. Chagas in for Kleinfelter. Just the third time in double figures this season for Kleinfelter. M was double the net, taken away. Tofolowski leaves it off to Bernat Ortega, who turns on the Jets for another easy lay-in. $15-point lead. 40 seconds to play. Not only has Highland created turnovers, but so many deflections, traps, pressure on the ball. There's not been a lot of space to work inside the lane for Illinois Valley. DeRosa was blocked by Watson. Haddon gets it, 3 on the shot clock. Watson knocks it away. And another turnover. Shot clock is off. Tofilovsky leaves it for Nass. Wonderful pass by Angela Tofilovsky. 5 seconds in the quarter. Haddon down the lane. A reach-in foul called against Addison Ness. Haddon hits the first. Haddon now tied with DeRosa and M with 10 points. She now has 11. 3.1 seconds to play. Watson will fire from beyond half court. 56-41, the Highland lead at the end of 3 quarters of play. 4th quarter coming up next. Cougars lead the Eagles 56-41. Back in Freeport, 4th quarter of play. Last home game of the regular season for the Highland women's basketball team. Looking to get back to 500 on the season and above 500 in Region 4 play. Watson down the lane, draws a lot of bodies. Ness got it from the baseline. Addison Ness, another strong game, 15 points. Coming off of only 2 points against Kishwaukee College last Thursday. But before that, she was scoring double figures almost every game. Garmin off, rebound inside by M. Backdoor cut, Bernat Ortega on the feed from Watson. That's the challenge with guarding Bernat Ortega. She's in the top 30 in three-point attempts in the country. She also has the ability to use that aggressiveness against you. M was blocked by Chagas. DeRosa surrounded, and a whistle against Watson. Johnson will inbound. Nearly taken away by Bernardo Ortega. M scoops it up. Another whistle. And a foul against Tofilovsky. Oh, points with the clock stopped. Just what Illinois Valley is looking for. Well, this is a steep hill to climb. 15-point deficit with 8:10 to play. Chagas fires a three. Battle for the rebound, last touch by Tofilovsky, who has been everywhere on the glass tonight. Mid-range shot wouldn't go for DeRosa. Ness looking to get rid of the ball. It's stripped away by M. And the lefty finish. Ness had that just ripped away right before she crossed half court. Bernardo Ortega, a three. Wouldn't go. And M has the board. Illinois Valley looking to inch closer. DeRosa, difficult catch. M has it. Chagas ties her up. Stays with the Eagles. Gonnerman in for Watson. M on the drive, the fadeaway. Back iron. DeRosa races after the rebound. Seemed like Highland just fell asleep. DeRosa on the drive. Bump called against Chagas. Already 17 made free throws for Illinois Valley. But both free throws are missed. Another offensive rebound. But a tie-up will send it to Highland. I'm not sure who grabbed that rebound, but it didn't look like that much of a box out. Looked like it was DeRosa, and she just got to the ball off the miss. Chagas, hard drive, the floater, in and out, tipped out by Gonnerman. Second chance for Highland. Kleinfelter, a three. Wouldn't go. That's just her second three-point attempt of the season. She was 100%, 1 for 1 before that shot. Johnson bounces. M, a good contest by Chagas, but it will stay with Illinois Valley. Johnson kept it alive. Del Rio Ramirez in for Chagas. Skip pass off the mark. Highland will run. Ness. Gonnerman inside, Kleinfelter. Nice interior passing by Bree Gonnerman. Lead is 15 for Highland, 5.5 to play. Offensive foul. Against M. Her second. Bernat Ortega gives to Ness. Couldn't finish. She got it back. That wouldn't go. Two good looks inside for Addison Ness. M got whistled. Or rather, drew a foul. Got the whistle. First is good by M. She has 17 points. Averages 13 on the season. Hits the second. Coming in with 2 straight games with at least 20 points. Looking for a third. Timeout Cougars. Rather, timeout Illinois Valley. 4:53 to play. Cougars lead by 13. Bernat Ortega after the timeout races up the floor. Watson slows down and just couldn't finish. Maybe she thought someone was going to be in her way. Now tries the three. This one she hits. Only her second field goal. Both have been three-pointers. Way short by DeRosette. Watson battling for the ball. Tie up. Stays with Illinois Valley. Watson was 1 against 3. DeRosette open for 3. Around and out. The first open look that Illinois Valley has had. And then Ness draws the foul against the Eagles. DeRosette picks up the foul. Now full court pressure from Illinois Valley. Down 16. Counterman. Del Rio Ramirez from the top. Left it short. DeRosette. Try to bounce it. Ness on the floor again. Tie up. Gives the ball back to Highland. Highland just wants to get a good shot off and not turn the ball over. The 16-point lead, nearing 3 minutes to play. Foul against Garmin on the shove on Del Rio Ramirez. It's getting physical in the fourth quarter. Good amount of fouls in this game. Hard on-ball defense. Another foul. This goes against M. Fourteen fouls for each team. So next foul, it will be free throws. Del Rio Ramirez finds Watson, just gathers it in the near corner. Ness inside Del Rio Ramirez, or rather that's Gonerman. Turnaround jumper was off the mark. Haddon turns away from pressure, but can't bury it. Del Rio Ramirez on the cut. Bernardo Ortega with the nice find. Balanced scoring effort for Highland. 3 in double figures. Bernardo Ortega with 21. Ness had 15. And Kleinfelter had 12 as DeRosa gets that to fall. For Illinois Valley, M has 18, Haddon 11, DeRosa 10. Senior day for the men's team is tomorrow at 7 p.m. as they take Southeastern. Garmin, a high arcing three falls. Timeout, Illinois Valley. It's a 13-point game, 67-54, 141 remains. After the full timeout by Illinois Valley, they trail by 13. Full court pressure put on by Mark Lowe. Bernardo Ortega gets through the pressure. Highland content with taking most, if not all, of the shot clock, except if they get an easy would-be basket like that. But Bernardo Ortega just smoked the layup. Haddon spins inside, poked away by Bernardo Ortega, retrieved. Secho back outside, 8 on the shot clock. Free throw line jumper, way off the mark by DeRosa. Gonerman, Del Rio Ramirez, nice catch, and the finish on the bullet feed from Bree Gonerman, who's thrown out some dimes tonight. 40 seconds to play, 15-point game. Three-pointer on the way, short. Watson was out of bounds. Chagas in for Ness. Over the top pass goes to DeRosa. Another foul against Del Rio Ramirez. First is good by DeRosa. Second is also good. Illinois Valley's just been spectacular from the line tonight. But it's not going to be enough as Highland got off to a double-digit lead and never let go of the rope. So they'll improve back to 500 on the season, over 500 in Region 4 play. A win on sophomore night, and hopefully a Region 4 playoff game. If they can go on the road and pick up a couple of wins, that gives them that possibility. At Malcolm X on Saturday, at Kennedy King next Tuesday. Those are the final two games. And once again, the men's team plays tomorrow at 7 p.m. against Southeastern Community College. This is the third time they face Southeastern. Faced them in November and December, and they have split the season series so far. And that's sophomore night for the men's team. Del Rio Ramirez can't hit the second. Had in from half court. And Highland wins on sophomore night, 70-56, as they take down the Illinois Valley Eagles. And they avenge their January loss. Highland improves to 14-14, 13-12 in Region 4 play. Illinois Valley 10-17, now 9-15 in Region 4 play. Certainly a giant improvement on last year from Mark Lowe's team. They take on Harper College on Saturday to close out their regular season. Leading scorers for Highland, Bernard Ortega had 21. Addison Ness added 15. Olivia Kleinfelter had 12. For Illinois Valley, Ashlyn M. had 18. Ella DeRosa had 12. Ava Haddon had 11. Again, the final score, Highland 70, Illinois Valley 56. Hope you can join us tomorrow as the Highland men's basketball team takes on Southeastern. We'll start around 6:55 Central Time. Well, that's all for tonight. Highland takes down Illinois Valley 70-56 in the final home game of the regular season. So from Freeport, Illinois, and Larry F. Gill Gymnasium, saying so long, I'm Adam Oppenheim. You've been watching Highland Cougars basketball.